Hey guys, welcome back to RBR. Oh my God, it's way colder here than when I was driving the M2 in Arizona. But I tell you what's better than Arizona, my spec of the new M2, which is in a brand new color. Let's unveil it straight away. I don't want you to wait because it's gonna be amazing. So guys, as far as I know, this is the first M2 of its color to be delivered in the world. Are you ready? Here we go. That was not as smooth as I hoped. There you go. That is the brand new Frozen Portimao Blue. It's a new color launched alongside a Frozen Grey. I delayed my order so I could get this one instead, and I think they should have launched the car in this color because it looks incredible. So guys, this is my next M car. It follows on from the original M2 I had, M2 CS, and then the M3 Touring, all bought here at Bury. A lot of journalists do get like long-term loaners with these type of cars, but I sometimes do like to put my own money in and go through the journey that perhaps you guys would, living with a car, perhaps maybe losing some money on a car, seeing what it's like to live with. And you will see on RBR how I fare with the M2 because we have a lot coming up with it. But let's talk about this color. £2,000 option, brand new individual color that comes alongside a Frozen Grey. I think they should have launched the car in this because the M2 has always been launched in like a really nice blue color, whether it was the original with the Long Beach blue, I think it was, and then we had the CS with the blue that came from the 1 Series. This is nice. It's so much nicer than the Hyundai coloured baby blue that it launched with. And it shows all of the curves of the car. If you come in a little bit closer, you can kind of see like the bonnet shape was really accentuated, like the air intakes, the grille, absolutely everything. It just makes this car look wider than it is. And if you think the front is nice, wait till you see what it looks like from the rear. So the rear is just, actually before the rear, just look at the side of this car in this color, because you see so much more of the arches, you see more of like the massive side sill that the M2 has versus the standard 2 Series, the huge rear arch as well. It looks brilliant. And then you come around the rear and it gets even better because then your jet fighter like rear end, which I know puts some people off, but I think in this color really shows off the proportions of the car properly because it looks, like I said, like a stealth fighter, only in blue. And it contrasts so lovely against the gloss black details that you get on these M cars. So guys, that's a quick first look. I love the color. The color's great, right? Now I'm going to show you every single option, how I option this car, what options you guys need to get as well for residual values to make the car more special. And we're going to set up the car. I'm going to show you the BMW app, which is actually brilliant as well. So let's do it and check out my new M2. So guys, today's episode of RBR has been kindly sponsored by 70my. They are a leading auto intelligence company who specialize in dash cams, from beginner dash cams with simple recording to more premium ones with 4K recording and dual cameras. They are trusted by 500,000 users in over 100 countries worldwide. And today we're testing the more premium one, and this is the 70my A500S. This is what the camera looks like. It uses a Sony IMX335 lens, which gives us a really nice image quality with a resolution of 1944p. And we've got a second camera which gives us 1080p in the rear of the car as well. So we've got dual channel in the rear. The great thing I found about it was how quick it was to install it. It didn't even take me a minute, I think, to get it all running and recording, which is great. The other features that I think are really great is that you get a 140-degree viewing angle, which is about 3 lanes. So you're not really going to miss much of the action, which is great. And then they've got this night owl technology on the software side, which helps for a clearer, crisper picture at night when recording. Alongside this, they've got a 24-hour surveillance parking feature where if there's any shaking or shuddering on the car at all or a collision, it'll begin recording immediately, which saves to a secure locked area in your SD card. And that's great. That's going to give a lot of us peace of mind when we have our cars parked up. They're doing a great offer with a huge discount at the moment. It's their gift season. If you use the link that I put in the description below, and it's really great value for money, to be honest, for 2 cameras, good image quality. If you're confused about getting a dash cam, give this one a try because it's a great choice. So once again, guys, use the link in the description below. Huge thanks to 70my for sponsoring this episode, and huge thanks to you guys for always supporting our regular sponsors. Now, back to the episode. So guys, let's talk details on the spec now. The first thing that I got was this track package. Track package costs about 9 grand, but it's one of those things that A, will make your car a bit more special, and B, will probably help with residual values. What does that give you? Coming closer. First, carbon fiber roof on top, okay? Which is really important, otherwise you get the sunroof. Tony here was saying that you get the carbon roof as standard. I'm not sure, and I haven't got time to check it right now. We will You guys can go back and check that, but I'm pretty sure you get the carbon roof in this. Then, the best bit, these. The M carbon bucket seats that you find in the new M3 and M4 competition. These are brilliant. They're comfortable, they're theatrical. Once you get in, they're fine. Getting out is a bit of a chore, but then look how nice they look from behind as well. You've got the beautiful carbon fibre with the M colours subtly placed around different parts of the seat, which I really like. So these, in my opinion, an absolute must. There is a downside to that, and I'll explain when you get inside the car with me. FYI, these are the standard seats, in case you were wondering, which are still nice, but come on, the M carbon seats are amazing. And of course, because we went with the track package, we get the carbon fibre inside here, and on the trim pieces, it's quite a decent amount of it as well, so kind of ups the level of the interior as well. And apart from that, you also get the M drivers package, which of course, you know, delimits the car, etc. That's not that important with regards to this car. Now, the other options I went for, let's talk about the wheels. These are the standard wheels you get on the car, finished in gloss black, and you have a choice of calipers, either the blue ones or the red. And in my mind, if we're going for M colours, then it's got to be blue and red, because you get lots of different shades of blue in Portimao, as you can see, kind of mimicking what you get in the Tricolor. A bit of light blue, a bit of purple, a bit of dark blue. So having the red colour in there really makes this, almost kind of makes this whole car a driving M logo, which is not a bad thing. Now, the rest of the options, for that we need to head inside the car. Now, this interior is the only one that you can get with the M carbon bucket seats, which is a shame because, as you can see here, there's a number of other really nice interior options, particularly that saddle brown looking one, which is absolutely gorgeous. Imagine these seats with that colour, which I believe you can do in M3 ilk of car, which is a shame because that would have been really nice and would have given particularly this blue car something even more exciting on the inside. But it's fine because, like we said, this is a bit of a reflection of the M logo, this whole car. So having the interior super M'd out is not a bad thing, particularly when you have these lovely details like on the door cards, like I've shown you in the other reviews of this car. Tony, being the star that he is, has acceded to my Asian request of leaving the plastic protectors on, but I'm going to go against my grain this time and pull one off for you guys. There you go. I'm crying inside. Are those tears, or is it the rain? Will I pull this one off? No, I won't. Don't be silly. I'm going to leave that one on. Anyway, let's jump in. Right, here we are inside. So far we've got the M track package, race track package, which is 9 grand. We've got the colour, which is 2 grand. The other thing I got was the M2 comfort package, which gives you comfort access on your doors from the outside. And we get heated steering wheel, which is so important in these winter months. We want that today because it's bloody cold. And we get the wireless charging storage as well. And that's just 730, so it's probably a good option to have, most people will be looking for. And the other thing that I absolutely loved in my M3 was the driving assistance package. And that's great when you're using this car as a daily, longer drives, motorway cruising, so well worth getting that as well. Now, one thing I was hugely impressed with was the My BMW app, because they have a widget in there, and you can see it there. You can see I could put in my VIN number as soon as I got it from Tony, and I was able to put the car into the app, and it says nearly yours. Now, how cool is that? Because it kind of teases you that, look, your car is coming. It's on the way, which is fantastic. Not only that, but when you head into the app at that stage, you get a gallery of your car, you get a 360 view of the exterior and of the interior as well. It kind of hypes you up, you know, that your car is on the way. Then when you eventually do get your car, then obviously it's on the app itself. You get things like, I've got a new software update waiting for me on here. As an example, I can put the key in my Apple Wallet, and unlike Mercedes, who are totally sleeping on this, you get decent amount of widgets as well. So I've got my M2 there, tells me lock status, etc, etc. It's really useful. So the BMW app is great, and you can set a little profile picture on it, as I've done here cheekily. You can see Mr. AMG arrested by M-Town police. So that's the benefit of using BMW ID. Everything's on your smartphone, and it all works really easily. Now guys, one thing that I've never explored yet on ownership that we're going to explore while I live with this car is the idea of M performance parts. And luckily we have a car here where we can talk a little bit about it. And I want to get your opinion on the comments as well. Let me show you what this car has, and I'll tell you what I'm thinking of doing eventually on my car. So guys, here we have a new M2 kitted out in a lot of the main performance parts here. I'm going to have a guess there's probably about 20 grand's worth of performance parts just on this car. So you have to kind of be careful just how far you go. For example, we've got the really large front splitter that carries across the side here, all in carbon fiber. We've got the carbon inserts in the front. These, I think, are really cool and a potential thing that we might try to put on my car. I do like the splitter. I think it is quite racy, but then you do have to go like full on with all of the carbon parts. You can't just pop that on and think you can get away with it. Coming on the side of the car, you've got what I like to call the Wolverine claws on the side that I've never been convinced on personally. This is lovely, I think, because it reminds me of the carbon piece you used to get on the old M2. But, you know, very bold in its shape. But that's nice if you get the one at the front as well. Coming along the rear, of course, Wolverine claws, then you see the lovely first option that you have for the spoiler, which is kind of the devil horn spoiler, which I think actually looks really quite nice. It's not bad. And then, haha, your guy's favorite bit, the M Performance exhaust on the rear. You love it. You love that thing, don't you? To be fair, it sounds brilliant. On the M2, it's just a back box system, so it's not as extensive as the M3 and the M4. But it does sound, to be fair, it sounds really good. I've heard it in person. So there's that, but I'm not thinking of doing that. These are quite nice, actually. It's something I am considering, these carbon inserts on the rear. Spec dependent, but it could work. The one I really like, sadly, they haven't got here, and that is the retro style, homage style wing on the rear. And that's something that I think, with a bit of body color, could be really nice. And the other thing that this car is missing are some of the upgraded wheels. For example, the center locking ones that we saw in Arizona, or the 1000M wheels. Again, something that I think could really complement the look of the M2. Let me know what you guys think, whether what I'm saying is a good idea, or am I going to ruin the classy looks of my car? Just be honest. I'd love to know what you think. Now, these newer M cars can be a lot more affordable than you might first assume, even with the crazy interest rates these days, if you know where to look. I use Charles & Dean, as you guys know. I've used them in the past for my other cars. They can be hundreds of pounds cheaper. So I've left a link in the description below. If you use that link, you'll go to a team that specifically deals with RBR stuff. So good luck, and hopefully you can get a great deal like I did as well. Now we're going to do a little first drive because I want to tell you guys what it feels like to drive this car in the UK for the first 100 yards as an owner. It's really cool to me that I went on this XM M2 Drive media launch, and now I've come and got my own car. It's a nice feeling. I feel very privileged to do that. Right, I've got a couple of things in the boot I want to show you guys. So first of all, Tony has very kindly got me some of these, which are the 50-year M caps and the bonnet and boot badges as well. So Topaz are going to install that for me. Topaz, there we go. We're going there later. I think that's nice because, like we said, this car is almost like a giant M logo. So to put the 50-year badges on is a great idea. By the way, if you don't know who Tony is, TRL Deals, he works at BMW Bury, supplied all of my cars, same for Joe Achilles, etc., all of us lot. He sells more to the average petrol head than us idiots, and he is an absolute star. TRL Deals on Instagram. Check him out and say that Raz sent you. Right, one other thing I'm going to put, like I put on all my cars, is the Remove Before Race key tag. I love it, because the Remove Before Race was always inspired by the idea of that Remove Before Flight tag, and now we finally have a keychain to go along with it. If you want your own, go to our website, the link is down below. But yeah, that sets my cars apart quite nicely. Look at that. Wonderful. Right guys, it's about time that we set off. Before we do, I saw a really, really special car here. I need to show you it because you're gonna love it. It's fantastic. Now, as nice as this is, how's that for an eye catcher? The Z3 M Coupe. Crisp angle design. When it came out, polarized opinion, not unlike our car today. Very polarizing for a lot of people. But now this, I mean, you cut your left bollock off to drive this, wouldn't you? Had the E36 M3 engine in it, quad pipes on the rear. It was only 1200 kg, you know, 325 brake horsepower back then. I mean, what an incredible, incredible car. Even now, it's just such an example for me that even when opinions are polarized, that over time, these kind of cars stand the test of time in a what better car. Of course, they're making apparently a new Z4 M Coupe, as we've all seen the concept of, but that is a classic. And how nice that it's in the same color as our wonderful frozen Portimao car as well. Lovely car, whoever owns this, well done. Now guys, before we shoot off for a quick little first drive, I want you to check this out. This is my brand new exhaust on or else shirt. This particular one I actually designed myself, and it's heavily inspired by the G series cars, but because MDNA hasn't changed that much over the years, it'll work for basically any BMW M. Exhaust on or else is a hashtag that I started about 7 years ago, and it was about me or my channel. It was all about the passion that you and I have for cars that drive great and sound great. Particularly back then, we could see that manufacturers and everybody were moving towards EVs, and I hated the idea that it was just going to be EVs. So this was kind of my protest, the idea of exhaust on or else, and it just blew up from there on Instagram, and you guys really appreciate it. And now finally, years later, we've got the initial shirts out. So again, this is here for you to wear it with pride and say to the world, look, we like our combustion cars. There's better ways to be sustainable. There's sustainable fuels. And until then, this is our less than silent protest to say, we like these kind of cars, like the amazing M2. So this is available on the RBR website now. Thank you for making the initial one such a huge success. We've got amazing designs coming up as well, and hopefully you can get this for the holiday season as well. Now guys, it's time for the first drive, and I'm also going to fill you in on what I have planned for this car. So guys, off we go home. It's getting dark, but I thought I'd tell you, first couple 100 yards in this M2, what a beautiful feeling car this is. It feels so much like just a much more mature version of the previous M2, thanks to the fact that this is a G series car. So we're taking that much more from the 3 and the 4, which are brilliant cars. The new suspension, so much better for UK roads. I tell you what, speaking of suspension, still very sports car. It feels a bit more on edge than even the M3 CS that I recently drove, which I like actually. I want the M2 to feel a bit more of a brute. So guys, that was the collection, but in terms of what I have coming up for you, I've got some really good content, including some stuff tied with BMW M themselves in Munich. Before that, I'm driving this car straight to Topaz Detailing, where I have to get it protected, because this is satin paint work and you cannot trust the elements. You will save thousands of pounds. But the next video will be a first drive pre-running in service. I'm going to see what this car is like on the road as you're living with it, as you're beginning to live with it, including a load of tips, including how to get rid of the horrible new speed gong sound that comes, that you might have heard on social media is the most annoying thing in the world. Software updates that you need to do when you get your car, lots of little things like that, and the visit to Topaz, all about protecting your car, which I think is really important as cars get more and more expensive. Then some really exciting stuff. I'm currently talking to BMW M about getting M Performance parts on this car to show you what I think the best mods would be on both the M2 and the M3. So you can look forward to that. But along with that, I'm also trying to plan a trip to Munich, to BMW M, to check out the M Studio. So that's something super cool for you guys to look forward to. Hopefully I can get it arranged. Let me know if you want to see it in the comments. And then finally, a full owner's review will of course come as well. So loads of content coming. Though this day is coming to an end, you can expect a lot of fun stuff with the M2 in the future. So it's one of my favorite new cars in the world, so I really think it deserves time on the channel, and it will get that time. So guys, if you've enjoyed watching this episode of RBR, again, a huge thanks for supporting the channel. Please do like and subscribe to keep up with both this and my Spider RS that's coming, and I'll see you guys next time.